The man accused of trying to bomb the Federal Reserve Building in New York also considered targeting President Obama and the New York Stock Exchange, police say. 21-year-old Qazi Nafis from Bangladesh was arrested Wednesday in New York after a months-long undercover sting operation. The FBI and NYPD were involved almost from the beginning of the plot, even giving Nafis the fake explosives he tried to detonate.
It's clear that Nafis thought that he was in communication with someone who was involved with Al-Qaeda.
The case is the latest of several where a terrorism plot against the city turned out to be a sting operation.
Entrapment is a defense in a prosecution. Obviously, it's been raised, many times in cases like this, and it has not prevailed. You have to be otherwise not disposed to do an event or do a crime, and if your intent to do a crime, and somehow there are means made available, then generally speaking, the entrapment defense does not succeed.
In Bangladesh, the young suspect's father cried, saying his son was innocent. Legal expert Karen Greenberg says the case follows a new trend in the way the FBI chases terrorism suspects.
What's different here, and has been different in the past couple of years, is the willingness of the authorities, or the desire of the authorities, to let the criminal defendant play out the crime to the very end, to where they actually place and are willing to detonate the bomb.
In the past, for example, the 2006 plot to bomb Chicago's Sears Tower, the suspects were arrested in the early planning stages, but that proved problematic when trying to prosecute the case. The government had to try the case 3 times. In the end, 5 were convicted, 2 were acquitted.
The problem is that in several of these cases, the government looks like it really did overreach and did much of the leading.
Of the 300 terror cases in the courts since the 9/11 attacks, about 20 of them have been undercover stings, and most have resulted in convictions. So defense attorneys are now seeking plea deals for terror suspects instead of going to trial.
They're not going to court these cases because these cases do not hold up in court. And that's what I think is the trend of the future, and has been over the course of the last year. So it's always when you go to court, a whole medley of facts come out that you might not have known about just these issues that we're talking about.
Another common tactic now, the FBI gives the suspect a chance to back out. Investigators say they recorded a conversation where the undercover informant asked Qazi Nafis if he still wants to follow the plan, knowing it will kill civilians, including children. According to court papers, Nafis insisted that he still wanted to detonate the bomb. Ted Shaffrey, Associated Press, New York.